What's up, guys? Welcome back for another knife installment, part 2 of my Let's Talk Twosun Knives mini-series, volume 3. This will probably be extended into a 3 or 4 part series. Not sure yet, since I've been getting more Twosuns in, but these are the first 6 that I did for episode 1. If you're interested in seeing more on those, definitely go check that out, please. And if you have, thank you, I appreciate that. And for this part, again, in typical fashion, I'll be doing another 6. And like last episode, I got a bunch more carbon fiber and titanium for you guys, so definitely a good batch here. Like I had said, this is probably my best batch yet. But first up, we got the TS390 here, and I have been calling this the Behemoth because, as you can see, this thing is massive. Just awesome. I'm really liking this beast, or the Behemoth, as I've been calling it. Full blackwash titanium construction, a frame lock flipper here, just a single deployment, but it's got a really nice detent for such a large knife and blade, so it does deploy quite well. And as you can see, that blade is pretty nice and interesting for being this tonto-ish chisel type deal you got going on. And then you have this bit of curve here, which I found pretty nice. And then I just like how this blade kind of angles up and then has that bit of a drop. So really unique blade. And due to that tall flat grind, this actually does come down to a pretty nice thinness for such a large blade. And this is the TS390, as I mentioned, in D2, number 28, as they're numbered. This is designed by Keanu Alfaro, a new designer for Twosun. So, should be interesting seeing what this guy has to offer. But so far, I am really liking this piece. Despite, this size and the flat titanium handles, it's not bad ergonomically. It's actually quite comfortable. It has just that little bit of, the handle shaping here to make it sit well in the hand. And then the jimping, very grippy. This jimping has got a nice bite to it. And you got that extra bit of grip or jimping on the blade here if you want to, do like a utility cut or choke up a little bit more. But really nice jimping. It's got a good bite to it. And something that I would mention about this type of jimping is it could be hurtful to the finger when you're flipping the knife, but the good thing about this jimping is with the flipper tab, the way it's angled, and then the jimping on the flipper tab real quick is very nice and grippy as well. When you go to flip it, as you come down, you're not going to rub against that jimping, so you'll be fine. And won't be a problem there. But internal relief cut on this baby, which is something I always like to see, but on this one I actually wouldn't have minded an external relief cut due to the simple nature of the design and just the flat handles. A little bit of something here would have kind of broken up the monotony, but not too bad here. Really nice clip, works very well. And then yeah, just a really smooth action. This is running on double row ceramic bearings, so pretty sweet there. And then I got all of these knives I'm going to show from White Mountain Knives using the 10% discount code. For this big boy I paid $79, so not bad at all. The detent angle is pretty early, and then you pass it there, flipper tab will hit your finger, and then again, stupid smooth, really nice detent again. I did tune all of these, got them exactly where I like it, but this one really didn't need much of anything done to it. It was pretty good to go right out of the box. But that is the TS390 by Keanu Alfaro. Pretty sweet behemoth so far. Up next, we have the classic TS204 Bronc But as you can see, this has been updated in the kind of, what is this coating? I'm not sure. Kind of like a black PVD, maybe a nitride coating. I can't quite say for sure. But instead of the satin blade, they went with the coating and did some differences to the design overall. I mean, the design is the same, but you know, they changed up the color scheme. Black titanium liners and then the black pocket clip. But this is a Tepe design and Matt Szymanski collaboration. This is the 428 number out of this batch, so they did quite a few for this model. And then S90V, which is great. Hopefully their heat treat on this is running at a higher level than, you know, the older models. So definitely got to test this baby out. But so far this thing is really, really slicey. I'm really enjoying the thinness of this blade here. It's pretty thin for Twosun stock. And then, yeah, with the tall flat grind, it does come down to a nice thinness behind the edge. The overall ergonomics are kind of neutral in style, but the handle is quite comfortable as it's rounded and there's no, you know, major like hot spots or sharp edges or anything like that. I really like this color scheme. The black bolsters, the carbon fiber bolsters, just gorgeously done. And then the white G10 here. And then the fit up is just fantastic. They did a really good job. There's no gaps or anything. There's a little bit of a size, well, height difference, I guess, but I mean, it's very minuscule. But like I said, there's no major gapping or any gapping at all. I mean, the fit and finish on this it's seamless. There's no transition bump spots or anything. It's perfect. So really happy with the fit and finish on this baby. Full backspacer. This clip works great. The reliefing they did there helped, so it's got the right amount of tensioning. You got your internal relief cut. Again, always love to see. And then I do like the titanium black liners that they did on this liner lock. So that makes it a little bit more high-end. As you see, you have the titanium insert here, which is pretty great. And then a forward finger choil works well. It's a like flipper style kind of forward finger choil. It's not quite the large rounded style, but it does work very nicely. You get a comfortable choked up grip, or you can use the normal grip here, and that's also equally fine and comfortable. But really, really liking this piece, and just with the black blade and the Bronc. I do like the satin, but I waited for this model. I had passed it up a few times getting it, and then when I saw the black blade, I waited for white mountain knives to pick some up. And then the red pivot collar just brings it all together very nicely. The let's see, D10 angle, I would say normal. You pass it here, flipper tab will hit your finger, and then even with that coating, this is a pretty smooth action. So definitely not bad there with the black coating. But that's the TS204 Bronc by Matt Szymanski and Tepe Design. So up next, we have the TS162 Predator. This is a Wong Shin design. Come on, let's get the zoom up in here. There we go. This knife, incredible, guys. Just listen to this. Listen to the detent. Wow. This detent, right out of the box, I didn't bother tuning this because I really liked the way this was out of the box. The only thing I did was, I did disassemble it to re-lube and clean it. But, I mean, it really didn't need that anyways. This thing is just it's fantastic. It's incredible. And like a few other models, I did pass this one up too for some different Twosun designs, and I've been kicking myself for that now. I should have got this a long time ago. This is a TS-162 Predator and S90V with that gorgeous acid wash blade, bolster lock style, gorgeous carbon fiber. Really love Twosun's carbon fiber. Nice titanium L pocket clip, gear style, titanium backspacer, and then yeah, like that faux style bolster setup with the titanium frames, and then how they mill it out for the inlay. But just an incredible knife. That was my fail. That detent though, just Jesus Christ. So solid. And then another type of forward finger choil style flipper, as we had seen on the Bronc, but this is something Wong does quite often. But great ergos, very comfortable. Wong has fantastic ergos as well, and he does cater to a larger hand, so if you do have large hands, you should probably definitely go for his models. A little bit of a thumb ramp, excellent jimping. This jimping has got a nice bite to it. But man, really liking that blade shape and the acid wash blade. The finish, fit and finish is just perfect here as well. You don't feel anything besides the transition of the material. Everything is seamless. It's fitted up quite well. I mean, for the price I paid here, $108. I feel like I stole this. That's ridiculously cheap for a knife this good, an S90V. Here's the detent angle. Pretty early to normal. Pass it, flipper tab will hit your finger, and then very smooth. But again, that detent is just fantastic. The centering, spot on, beautiful. I mean, the centering on all these are just out of the box. They're perfect. That's what I love about Twosun knives. For the price, you really can't beat them. And then you do have that fuller up here. You can reverse flick it despite being way up here. So pretty nice having another form of deployment. But if you are a lefty like me, just keep your hand thumb off the bolster and you'll be good to go on that end. But great knife here. Detent ramp. This one's got one too, just not going to be able to see it. And then same here. But up next, guys, we have the TS-213 Elegante by Jelly Jerry. And another beautiful piece in titanium and carbon fiber. Front flipper here. And that was weak. I was way too low. My bad. Definitely not the detent. That was just my fail. But gorgeous piece. As you can see, that beautiful carbon fiber. Very nice stonewash blade. I do like the stonewashing that they do. D2 on this one, and then their newer models, even though this is an older number, they've been putting the number on the blade, so that's great to see. Really sweet swedge here. Very thin. This blade is quite thin, comes down to a very slicey thinness. So, excellent there on that end. The jimping is not that grippy. I don't feel like it's deep enough. You do get an okay bite, but could be better. You do have that kind of like Spanish clip point style blade, but makes sense being that this is called the Elegante. It has that overall Spanish profile. And the ergonomics here are very reminiscent of the TS229 Megalodon. They're essentially the same, but the back end is designed a little differently, and this is kind of profile lower, and just kind of these finger grooves are extended on this model, but it's shorter here. So very, very similar handle ergonomics, despite the overall look of the knife in general being quite different in profile. But the overall design aesthetic is pretty much got the same thing going on with the titanium carbon fiber, and then that kind of overlaid subframe lock style. So I'll probably do a comparison video with this one and the 229 Megalodon. And then they do have that skeletonized pocket clip as well that they share. Nice clip on this guy, works very well, great tensioning. External relief cut, which is okay. And then one thing I would say is I kind of wish it didn't have that bump here. On the Megalodon it doesn't bother me, but on this one I do kind of feel it on the pinky a little bit. Not so much the bump, but more like right here on the end. So it's not too bad though. It's just, yeah, I do feel it a little. And then you can choke up, use that forward finger choil, but I don't really like using it because you feel like you're just so crammed at the middle of this knife and it's kind of awkward. But if you're going to be doing like carving or, slicing an apple or something, this will actually work very well. But this knife has a grip of a handle ergonomic grip styles you can use. I mean, you can choke double finger here, scoot up, use a forward finger choil, use a forward finger choil with a kind of choked back, lazier grip. There's just so many ways you can use and grip this knife. Pretty smooth action. And then again, front flipper, perfectly centered. You can reverse flick this baby. So another form of deployment is always great as well. And then front flipper works excellently. Your detent angle on the later end, but not having the flipper tab there, you don't have to worry. So you'll pass it and then go the rest of the way. One thing I will say is I kind of wish Jelly Jerry wouldn't have extended this back end so far. You don't really need so much, butt end of the knife sticking up. But, it's something he likes to do. He did that with the Megalodon. So, not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, it makes the handle look longer and the overall ratio a little, not off on this knife per se, but you can see that it's not necessarily 1-to-1. But that's the 213 Elegante by Jelly Jerry. Really, really cool knife. And I paid $77 for that guy. And then $126 for this one, if I didn't mention. So up next, we have the TS303 here by Mazwan Mohktar. Really happy to finally pick up this baby. I paid $152 for this. And really, really sweet button lock. I believe this is the second, possibly the third button lock Twosun did. And it is definitely an improvement. Like as far as the mechanism wise over the 313, it feels like it works a little bit smoother. It might have like the same style going on, but the button here does feel a little different. This one's got a bit more of a lock stickiness to it. I did polish mine and do some work, so I don't have any of that stickiness at all. It works fine, but I did notice that the overall tolerances were pretty tight, so you do get a little bit of stick initially. Not necessarily a bad thing for a button lock, but it could be a problem if it's too bad. It's just something that you're kind of gonna normally see relatively. But just a really, really sweet thumb stud button lock, stupid smooth. Surprised this is not on double row bearings. This is actually on single bearings. And then again, that faux bolster style. Gorgeous carbon fiber. Love the sculpting they did. The stone wash on the bolsters. Really, really grippy jimping. You can front flip this too, but being that the plunge is kind of tight right now, I do kind of have to give it a little bit of a wrist flick, but it is possible. Working around the camera and yeah, awkward, but it can be done. Nice chunky pocket clip, does work pretty good. Even with the ball style, being that it's got that little bit of a dip, it does kind of help get it under the ball a little bit easier. But really nice action. Comes out easy. Definitely didn't have any problems with the thumb studs on this model using them compared to the 313. Didn't cause any finger pain or anything for the first day. Nice ergos, pretty neutral, but you know, they work very well. Can choke up, works nicely. M390 on this black wash blade. Comes down to a pretty nice thinness. Definitely getting better on their grinds. I mean, they have gotten better way long ago, but yeah. Fit and finish is pretty damn solid. No major gapping or anything. Nice smooth transition. But overall, sweet piece. The open construction and the standoff barrel spacers. Really loving this guy. The TS303 by Mazwan Mohktar. This one's perfectly centered as well. But yeah, no D10 angle on that one since, of course, button lock. But last one, I do need to hurry up since I only got 25 minutes, is the 191 Gulper, another Mazwan design. A beautiful piece here. And I paid $78 for this baby, which is a really sweet deal for such an amazing knife. I mean, come on. Look at this thing. It's a great design. That beautiful milled titanium, nice carbon fiber inlays. It is in D2, so that's why it is a little cheaper. I do want to get this in S90V when I can, but that'll wait until then. For now, I'll enjoy the D2 version. But D10 angle, immediate, since this one doesn't have a D10 ramp. Again, something Mazwan does when he doesn't put D10 ramps. Very smooth though. And then the tolerances on this are just incredible. The knife is super thin. I mean, everything is just very well done. Fit and finish. For the $78 that I spent, it's just crazy. And that's, again, what I love about Twosun. They make great knives, designs, use fantastic materials for the prices. You can't beat it. That overlaid subframe lock style. Nice pocket clip here. Does work well. It's got good tensioning. It's a little bit low on the clearance, and then, but with the tensioning, it does pass easy. So you're good to go. Again, very smooth. Just a great model here. Really liking that Persian style blade. A little bit of upsweptness to it. I know it's not everybody's bread and butter, but definitely do like this style of blade. Got that saber grind, and the thinness is normal. It's not screaming thin, but normal thinness. Works very well still at cutting. Nice little thumb ramp. But yeah, definitely a sweet model here. Really enjoying the Gulper. And again, very smooth. But that's all I got, guys, for this batch. I got like 6 more coming in, so I'll be doing those soon. Stick around, and I will be seeing you on the next one. Have a good one, and thanks for watching. Later.